Hi and welcome back to the channel. We're looking to answer a question here. Now there's no doubt how useful something like a HX Stomp would be, or indeed the Helix system. And what I've got here is a HX Stomp, and we're going to shoot it against something that's inexpensive. We've got the JMP 45 here from TC Electronics. We're going to put them up against each other on two reasons and two sort of platforms. Obviously, the HX Stomp has lots of effects and snapshots and all these great things. I'm a musician who uses the HX effects for all my effects and some analog pedals. And I'm just curious really to see how their sort of amp models stack up and how they kind of sound to each other. Brick 45. So we've got drive at 6, we've got bass at 8. Oh crikey, there's quite a lot going on with this volume wise. I'm just going to back these off. This is it's great because some of these things just come up on the knobs and you have to kind of spread out. Treble at 8. I'm just going to match the same sort of parameters that I have on my JMP pedal, which is right next to us here. Presence control. But actually on my one there's a presence control as well there. And then we've got the channel volume, which is about 5, so it's about where the other one is. Now you can't blend the two separate channels on this. That's really nice, isn't it? Using a trusty Les Paul as well. So probably need to crank that a little bit if we want a nice kind of blues breaker kind of tone. All right, let's listen to let's listen to a different. Okay, we'll just clear here. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a listen to a JMP 45, and we're going to have the same parameters. So everything's in the middle. We're on a clean channel. Okay. It's quite warm. The IR should be the same, the cab should be the same, but what we're going to do, I'm just curious now to what our cab's going to be like on here. So if I go back into the parameters on this pedal, I should have really saved that. The problem with stuff like this, you know, the cool thing about a lot hotter. Oh, the drive's on. Oh, the drive's gone back up. This is the thing. You see, the JMP pedal from Ampworks, from TC Electronics, whenever you set something, it just saves it straight away. You want to set and forget, I love it. So I'm going to have to save that. There we go. A little bit muddy. It kind of sounds how I imagine this would sound just on the dark channel. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back to my presets. I'm going to go back to my empty one. Just going to turn the treble channel off. So that's just the dark channel. Nice, because they're these amps are jumped. So yeah, you've got a bass treble and a channel and a treble channel. All right, let's try cranking it up a bit then. So imagine then we're on 8. Right, that's just gone crazy on my recording thing. So I'm going to just back this down to 4. Sounds wonderful. Right, turn that off and I'll go back to my preset. Yep. So if I do the same here, crank that up to, what did we go to? I can see it here. 8. Just under 8. Oh, it does sound good on this. It sounds real good. I'm going to back that down a little bit. Got to admit, I like that. That's a really nice kind of sound. Okay, cool. Let's stick a tube screamer on it. Just going to dial it like that. Sounds cool. Let's go over to, let's save that actually. You have to remember to save this all the while. Okay, if I go back to Z40, clean. That's way more in your face and kind of lively. I'm starting to find that the Line 6 stuff has a great sound, a great tone. I cannot fault the tone and the accuracy as well. I'm a bit of a Marshall geek. I've had a few Marshalls. I used to have a really lovely 70s master volume, which I can show a sample of now. Okay, if I start plugging it into the high gain channel, we are looking at the positive grid now. So this is modelling technology, again, a bit like you get in a Helix, a bit like what you get in your Jim's 45 TC Electronic. Another good one is the Lion, which we've been using on quite a few of our demos. So this is set in the similar way. I can show you the settings as on the screen. This is my trusty Les Paul, and I'm just going to play some chords with it. It distorts great. So let's get into the audio interface. I've got a little bit of camera footage as well of that, but it's what I would say is with this, there's a lot of you tend to get a lot of hum on all guitars with the Spark stuff, so it is very good, but it's not perfect. It's great for practice though. So I've got a noise gate on this, but on my TC it doesn't seem to have a noise gate, and the Helix, you can do what you want with the Helix Stomp. You can make it noise gatey or not. That's one of the beauties of it, really, being that flexible. That's fantastic, isn't it? It doesn't have the parameters of 2 channels like you do with the Jim's 45. But it's quite good. Here's the blues breakery kind of. on the neck, on the bridge. And sustain. The only thing I would say, sort of downsides, there's a couple of downsides to the positive grid stuff. Number one, if you're using an audio interface, it's plugged in, you can't suddenly go to your apps. If you're using it in an interface directly, you can't really go into the app and adjust things, which I think is annoying. The best way to do it is go from the jack output, which is, again, mini jack to normal jack or to XLR, is possible. I just find that slightly annoying when it's got a USB-C and you can just go straight into the DAW. When you do record with a DAW going in directly, I have found that you end up in a situation where you can actually get quite a bit of latency between whatever's going on coming out the speakers on the tracks and what you're playing along to. So that's not great either. However, for everything else to do with practice, the Spark is absolutely it's flawless. It's brilliant. So I would, any positive grid stuff, I'm really pro. In summary, the TC Jims 45 for me is just a great plug-in play Marshall. If you want to use that Marshall sound, it will get you that, and it will give you plenty of low end. It works great as a pedal on the board. It works great as an amp in a box. Fantastic. Does one thing, very well priced. The Helix is probably the best pedal you can just the best pedal full stop for guitar. It's just an amazing piece of kit. It's a pedal that can be a rig. It could be all your effects. For me, I find delving into the parameters every time I want to make a change can be a bit annoying, so I don't use one. And for my needs, I normally use a Helix HX effects for all my effects, and then I use analog pedals for drives because I've got a King of Tone, I've got some really nice drive pedals and compressors. I've got the compact stacked compact deluxe from Origin Effects, the Cali 76. It's brilliant, so I would much rather use that. Other than that, that's probably the way to go for most people. And then the positive grid is great if you just need to get that sound, you haven't got it, and you have one of those lying around. You probably should. I think everybody should have a positive grid Spark. I've got the Go, that does me. I think everyone should have one because they are just so good value for the money. You can get all the sounds, they're a very good approximation. You can edit the hell out of them, and people upload all their stuff all the time as well. So that is a really great way to go, and you can learn a lot. You can learn sort of what you like by doing that, so I would recommend that as an option as well. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.